Hey DM, quick question for you.
Sure.
Shoot, without using an action, how many words would you let me speak on my
I
turn?
guess I never really thought about that, but I know the average person speaks like 2 words per second, and a round is 6 seconds, so I'm gonna say 12.
Okay. What if it's not my turn?
Let's say 4.
Awesome. See you at game night.
Okay, it's finally here, the big climactic battle. You're up first. What do you want to do?
Cool. With my action, I use Bottled Respite to enter my genie's vessel.
You're just going to bail on the rest of the party?
Nope. I just use Sanctuary Vessel. I'm gonna take them all with me.
Okay, but there's enemy forces surrounding you. They can just take your genie's vessel, or worse, they can destroy it.
No worries, DM. We'll be back in a minute. As soon as we're done in here, I'm gonna use my bonus action to pop us back out into the battle.
Okay, fine. You enter your genie's vessel, and you find a nicely appointed space with cushions and pillows, and filled with all these little trinkets that you've been collecting the last few months.
Okay, while we're in here, I'm gonna speak 12 words, and each of my companions here is gonna speak 4.
What are you all up to? Is this why you asked me about this last week?
We're just speaking a bunch of
What
passwords.
do you mean passwords? Passwords for what?
Passwords to all the glyphs of warding I have in here.
Whoa, hold on. Is that why you've been collecting all these trinkets in here? Because you've been putting glyphs of warding on all of them?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to do? Blow up the party?
Nope, they're all spell glyphs, and they're all loaded up with spell buffs that normally require concentration, but we're just gonna speak a bunch of passwords and then have a ton of concentration spell buffs on ourselves without concentration.
Okay, hold on. First of all, Glyph of Warding costs like 200 gold pieces to cast, and I know you don't have enough money to cast glyphs on all these things.
Limited wish. I had my genie patron cast Glyph of Warding for me on over half of these. Plus, I have all these spells.
What do you mean all these spells? When you cast a glyph, you have to cast a spell at the same time, which means you have to know it and have it prepared. So the only things you can put into glyphs in here are your own Warlock and Bard spells that you have.
Yeah, I also know Glyph of Warding as a bard spell, so I just cast that, and then I used Limited Wish to have my genie patron give me almost any buff spell in the game.
Okay, then where did you get the money to cast all of those glyphs?
Performance of Creation. Cut the cost down to like 80 gold on those.
Right. Okay, but you are only a 6th level bard, so you've only got 3rd level slots, so you can't have any buff spells greater than 3rd level.
Nope, I just used my 5th level warlock slots to cast the glyphs, so everything I have is upcast to at least 5th level.
What spells do you have in there?
Tasha's Otherworldly Guise, Haste, Spirit Guardians at 5th level, Chardalon Stride at 5th level, Stone Skin, Circle of Power, Far Step, Anti-Life Shell, Intellect Fortress, Shadow Blade at 5th level, Vampiric Touch at 5th level, Shadow of Moyle,